Hello everyone, it is Aquabursa and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. This episode is Quest Review, Bug Out Edition, Shiny Scyther in Pokemon Go. Not just the research we're going to be talking about here and reviewing. We're also talking about raid bosses and a new sale in Pokemon Go, which I think is kind of interesting, definitely worth mentioning. So this is the full package of the bug out event. If you guys like videos like these in which I go over everything that's relevant towards the event, definitely go ahead and subscribe for more Pokemon Go content. Tomorrow I'm going to be covering a little bit more about this as well, but first things first, a quick summary of the event. I'm gonna leave everything I'll talk about in the description down below as usual, but let's talk about the bug out event. Right now in Pokemon Go, it's time to bug out, they said. I think it's an interesting event. I would say an 8 out of 10 based off the event. I think it's kind of a relaxing event. There's no double candy or anything like that, but I do like this event for sure, for several reasons we'll jump into a little bit later. So first and foremost, bug type Pokemon will be spawning more frequently in the wild, and I've seen this a lot of bug type Pokemon in the wild, so this is definitely the holding true to this one. Incense is twice as long. That is the first time we've had that. That's part of the reason why I give it a higher mark, because I think that is useful. I think Incense should be 1 hour by default, in my opinion. And then more Pokemon will be spawning from an Incense. That is very beneficial, especially during this event. And this actually connects to one of the research that's currently ongoing, making more bug type Pokemon appear. So yeah, based off that, I think it's a really well put together event. Sadly, there's no special breakthrough for bug type Pokemon, I don't think, but that is okay, because the research, the field research that's currently available, and then we're just gonna call it Quest, I think they're fantastic for what we have. At least, well, we got a new shiny in Scyther. This event is gonna be here for a week, so I'm not sure what's going to be happening after that, but I'm feeling that Safari Zone will be quickly following after that, and we might have one event before that, and then Earth Day will be there soon as well. So stuff to look forward to for sure. First and foremost, shout out to Leekduck. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram. This is from his website, leekduck.com. I'll leave everything in the description. He always makes these nice little compilations of everything very clear to see, very nice to work with. So let's go ahead and jump in. We got 5 new field research quests available in Pokemon Go. And the first one is catch 10 bug type Pokemon for Scyther. Scyther, the new shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Obviously, everybody's going crazy for this one. I've done 4 of these quests, and I like them a lot. They are pretty easy to accomplish. Shiny Scyther looks fantastic. Scizor, it's starting to grow on me, but it's not quite there yet. I need to get used to it, so probably that's the reason why. What do you think of this one? Do you like Scyther more? Do you like Scizor more? If you like Scyther more, make sure you comment Scyther. If you like Scizor more as the shiny, make sure you comment Scizor. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Scyther right now, 1104 lowest CP from a quest. 1160 is perfect IV. This is a good quest because this is the latest shiny, the main focus, the main event that you guys are going to be looking forward to, and it's really easy to do. Well, as I said, Incense will help you out on this one significantly because more Pokemon are spawning from Incense, and I know for a fact a lot of you do have more Incense as a result of not really using it too often, so this is a good one to have. Next one, catch 2 Wurmple for a Caterpie. Now, gotta say, Wurmple spawns quite a bit in the wild as well. So, definitely doable for a Caterpie. Shiny Caterpie looks fantastic. Obviously, you want to have Shiny Caterpie because it's gold. We all love gold and shiny, so you cannot really go wrong there. The event on itself, you know, it's all around centralizing the 2 shinies over here, Scyther and Caterpie, I'd say. Scyther doesn't really spawn in the wild. I haven't seen one yet, at least. So, yeah, the next one, though, catch 5 Ladybug or Spinnerack for Yanma. I would just personally skip on this one altogether. Partially, in my experience, at least, it might be different for you, but on my experience, I've seen Yanma all over the place. Yanma spawns like hotcakes, so because of that, I really feel you don't really have to do this quest. I mainly want to be focusing on the Scyther or the Caterpie, but if you want the Yanma for a perfect IV or a good Yanmega, obviously with the quest you're gonna have a higher chance of getting a better IV on the Yanma. If you want a perfect, you're looking for 630 CP, but personally this is the worst quest out of the 5 that we currently got in this particular batch, in my opinion then. So next up we got Evolve 3 bug type Pokemon for Nincada. Nincada returning to Pokemon Go. Kind of the same story as Yanma. If you need it for a Pokedex entry and you need Ninjask or something like that, definitely go for this one, but honestly it is kind of a skip because you need to evolve 3 bug type Pokemon. Now obviously that's going to be pretty easy, but I know for a fact that a lot of you guys do wait for a double experience event for evolutions, and as a result of that, this is not really that great. But if you don't care for anything like that, then by all means, if you want a Nincada, it is a cool Pokemon, go for it. Next one, catch 15 bug type Pokemon for 1,500 Stardust. That is a new one. We've never had this reward specifically, 1,500 dust. In the past, we did have 1,000 dust for catching 10 of the same types. I believe it was like the Psychic event had that. I really loved that. That was my favorite part. And especially with this particular event, with the incense, once again, this is a really, really great quest to have, and it gives you some sort of a purpose to work towards too. So this is my favorite out of the bunch, alongside with Scyther. Definitely go for those two, unless of course you want to get yourself a shiny Caterpie, which so many of you still don't have. A couple of shinies you can get during the event is Pinsir, Pineco. I've seen one Pineco, I haven't seen a Pinsir. Obviously there's more out there. You can get Sunkern as well, and obviously there's a bunch of the other quests that are usually available are also there, but these are the ones that are specifically available during this time frame. Next up, we got new raid bosses in Pokemon Go. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. So, level 1 we got once again Caterpie, so you can get it through the quest and then also through a raid if you want a shiny chance. 249 CP. Kricketot spawns quite often, not really worth it to go for that one. Shinx, hey, Shinx, you can never go wrong with Shinx. Shinx is fantastic as always. Skorupi is kind of nice. Bug type Pokemon available in Pokemon Go right now. I haven't seen one yet, so Skorupi also hatches from 10Ks. So you might want to go for this one for that reason alone already. Next up, tier 2, Executor, regular Executor. I say it's always kind of nice to go for Executor. If you have like a perfect IV Scizor maxed out, you can actually solo Executor really easily, really quickly. Pineco's coming back here as well. The featured bug type shiny will be available in level 2s. Masquerain is kind of interesting. Surskit does spawn quite a bit though, so if you want to get yourself a Masquerain, by all means, but Masquerain is not that interesting for a lot of people out there. Mawile obviously shiny, and then Combi also available, evolves into Vespiquen, is a new Pokemon, and I think for that reason it might be interesting for some of you guys as well. Moving on to level 3, we got Alolan Raichu, obviously available as a shiny. Machamp, as usual. Scyther is in there alongside with Pinsir, so 2 shiny chances right there. And then Shuckle is here. Now I wanted to highlight Shuckle because Shuckle is very interesting. Let's take a look right here, Pokebattler.com. Over here I got Shuckle. So as you already know, in a level 1, 2, 3, and 4 raid, you get 180 seconds in order to take down a Pokemon. Now usually level 4s you cannot solo. If you are a pretty, advanced level 35 to 40 player with quite a few Pokemon maxed out, you can most likely solo level 3 raid bosses in Pokemon Go. Now for Shuckle, that's an entire different story. You need 2 people at the bare minimum to take Shuckle down, and that's partially because it has the highest defensive stat in the game with a staggering 300. So it's gonna be hard to take down. Shuckle's barely gonna do any sort of damage against you, but it's just like that shell of Shuckle is just gonna be sustaining so much damage right here. So these are the best counters without weather conditions. We got Metagross at the top with Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. If you have 100% IV and you take it out with Metagross, your Metagross is not going to faint, but it will take you 252 seconds to take it down. So another option could potentially be Kyogre with 281 seconds. So as you can see, you need 2 people in order to take it down. Rampardos, you can use a Dialga, Gyarados, Sharpedo, Tyranitar, but Tyranitar's already into the 300 seconds. Now let's go ahead and take a look real quick if we have friends here. Best friends, boom. If you have best friends, you could take it down. You got that bonus, of course. It does cut into 288. That means that with 2 people you could take it down with 2 Tyranitars. If you both got Smackdown Stone Edge, you could take it down. Kyogre with Waterfall Hydro Pump, you can do that. After that, you know, if you're not level 40 maxed out, it might be you might need 3 people in order to take it down. So yeah, do not be underestimating Shuckle. It is a tough Pokemon to defeat, and honestly, it's very, very exciting to me that this one will be available as a shiny in Pokemon GO very soon. So Shuckle will be available as well. Over here we got a lot of Marowak available as a shiny, Tyranitar, crowd favorite as well as Absol, and then Ninjask is here as well. So touching back a little bit here about the Nincada quest, the evolution of Nincada is obviously Ninjask. So you could go ahead and do this one for maybe the Pokedex entry if you can get a friend in order to take this one down. Should definitely be doable. Ninjask is not a very powerful Pokemon, but I think you still need at least 2 people in order to take this one down. Moving on here, Giratina Origin Form is in Pokemon GO right now the best Ghost type attacker in the game, partially because Gengar does more damage but is much more squishy than Giratina. So Giratina's just gonna, you know, hang in there much longer than Gengar would. And now, of course, Deoxys defensive form is also available in EX rates, and I believe a new wave went out today as well. So make sure you take a look at your storage to see if you got yourself a pass, and if you did, congratulations. And then last, we got the current box sales in Pokemon GO. And I thought it was kind of interesting to talk about this one, right? So special box over here, we got 20 Ultra Balls, 2 Premium Ray Passes, 2 Instants and 3 Incubators. I mean, yeah, 480 Pokecoins. I always say, save up for an Ultra Box. Now, we're going to talk about the Ultra Box in a sec. Great box. 3 Super Incubators is worth 600. 4 Premium Ray Passes, 100 Pokecoins each. So that would already be 1,000. So you'd have that value out of that. Plus the incense and lucky egg. All the boxes contain incense, which is nice because of the bug out event. This great box is somewhat decent. I mean, you know, I always go for Ultra Box here. So let's take a look at Ultra Box. This Ultra Box I sadly cannot recommend. And that's partially due to the fact that we have had several events in which we kind of had similar items here, but then the volume of them were way higher. So for example, I believe there was an event with like kind of the same setup, 12 Premium Ray Passes, 10 Super Incubators, but like 8 Star Pieces instead of 4, and then like 8 Incense instead of 4 as well. So I really cannot recommend this Ultra Box. Sadly, this is one of the worst Ultra Boxes that we've ever had in Pokemon GO, as a matter of fact. So definitely cannot recommend this one. Maybe one with more Super Incubators would be nice to get, or Incubators as a whole. You got the Adventure Box for that usually these days. Premium Ray Passes, we're still waiting for a good deal. And hopefully whenever Shiny Rayquaza will be in Pokemon GO at one point, we're going to be getting an insane box with like 20 Premium Ray Passes. Niantic, please, that'd be absolutely insane. If Niantic is watching this, it would kind of be nice if you guys could make it maybe at one point to remove one of the 4 items. Like for example, remove Incense but then increase the rest. So more Premium Ray Passes or Super Incubators. I think that's often very useful because in a lot of the cases, for quite a few people, they're so saturated on these sales that half of the time you just don't need an item, and as a result of that you cannot really focus on the other item because maybe your box is full, your storage is full or something like that, your item bag. So yeah, that's just my feedback here. I cannot recommend the Ultra Box sadly in its current state. Adventure Box, same price as the Ultra Box, comes with 15 incubators. Hey, that's kind of a nice deal with a Star Piece and Incense. We have had better Adventure Boxes, from what I know. I believe we had one with 16 incubators. But yeah, over here is the breakdown as well of the value. So with the special box, you're saving 270 Pokecoins right here, 30%, 36% discount, which is pretty decent for a special box, kind of the same. Great box is 44% off, and with the Ultra Box, I would say, you know, I would personally go for one if it is at least 60% off. So in this case, cannot recommend this one. But Adventure Box isn't 60% off, it's actually less than the Ultra Box, but you know, because you got so many incubators, it is kind of better, in my opinion, than the Ultra Box. So, that wraps it up for this quest review. I hope you guys will get yourself one of the new shinies, or one of the shinies you might still need out of the ones that are available right now. Make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, do you like Scyther more? Do you like Scizor more? Or maybe there's a different one that you guys like more. And of course, if this video helped you out, if you want more videos like these, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay notified, so that way you guys don't miss out on any of the quest review videos or the vlogs that I'm doing. So with that in mind, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, make sure if you guys like this video to boom, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, this has been Reverse for Pokemon Go. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.